Hey everybody, my name's Ryan Gaffney. I'm the pastor here at College Park Presbyterian Church, and I want to ask you to do me a favor. And the favor I want you to do for me is to let me do some free work and create some video content for you and have you use it for your church and on your channel. And then I want to invite you, if you want to come do the same for me and to create some content for me that I can share on my channel. And the reason I want to do that, that's called a collab. It's a collaboration, is so that we can drive traffic to one another's channels, because it'll expose your audience to me and it'll expose my audience to you, and let the people who watch my stuff on YouTube, I run 3 YouTube channels, to see the wonderful stuff you're doing. Now, what most of you are probably thinking is, what do I care, right? Like, I am run ragged. I'm already having to reinvent church for my people, and my people know where my stuff is, right? The people who came to my church to worship, they already watch the material I produce, and that's enough. I'm not trying to be a YouTube sensation. Maybe you are, Ryan. But for me, I have this vision, and it's not a vision for myself. It really is a vision for all of us, because I think it's amazing that we live in these incredible times, these literally, I mean, the word goes around, unprecedented, and people are like, I miss precedented times. But seriously, it's so cool that we live in a time in the history of the church when every church pastor was suddenly told, hey, you're going to need to find a way to utterly reimagine worship so that you can do it without people being gathered together. And we all just up and did. Virtually every church, except for 2 or 3 that made the news, became internet content creators overnight and started making some really exceptional material. I mean, a lot of the stuff I've seen is so cool, and I want the world to see it. And the way that the world's going to see it is if it starts to get hits and likes and subscribes, and people notice it and share it, and there's no reason they shouldn't. I mean, I know that we're not trying to make more money off of YouTube advertising or anything, but if we can take advantage of the algorithm, and I think we can, right? If we can drive content to each other's pages and it can bless one another so that each of our churches can have the benefit not only of the things that we're producing, but the things that every church produces, and the best of it, how cool will that be for us and for our people? And how cool will that be for a world that needs Jesus and needs love and truth, that all of a sudden the algorithm is going to start seeing, hey, people are interested in this content and they're sharing it with one another, and we should show it to more people. And some people who would never darken the door of a church, some people who would never be a part of an organized religious movement, are going to have an opportunity to absorb the amazing content that some of you are making and that I want to expose more people to. Wouldn't that be cool? Don't you at least want to try? I mean, if all of us overnight have been able to become content creators, what would it look like if all of us overnight were able to take the next step together? And for the content creators, the secular content creators that have been doing this kind of stuff for a long time, one of the key ways that they grow their communities and they go viral is via collaborating, doing collabs, appearing on one another's channel, and cross-pollinating, just allowing, hey, check out this channel if you're bored. If you like this kind of stuff, check out this channel, and sharing. And what you need to do in order to do that is you have to do the work of finding someone else who matches your vision and agreeing to be friends with them, to not be in competition, and then to share the content. And we've already done the first 2. I mean, there's a whole board full of us, right? We're all on the same side. We're all cheering one another on, and we're all making content that accords with one another. So all that's left is let's share. And I just want to volunteer. I will share with any of you for free, no strings attached. I'd love to just appear on your channels. And if you want to link to hey, if you want to see more of this guy, that's great. And if you don't want to, I'm not going to hold you to that. But let's just see what it looks like to start working together. If you're interested in that for me specifically, because hopefully there are going to be people below who are going to say, yeah, I'll share, and then you'll say, yeah, I'll share, and then you can say to them, yeah, forget this guy who's up at the top. We're going to share with each other, and that's great too. Like, the goal is Jesus Christ, right? The goal is that that cross-pollination happens and this Jesus movement takes off on the internet now that it's already put us on the internet and we're ready to take the next step. But independent of that, if you want to work with me, I'm actually running 3 YouTube channels right now. That's kind of an accident. That's not what I intended to do. I started one YouTube channel. It's called Movie Pastor, where every time I go to the movie theaters, I reflect on it and give, like, what is it saying theologically and what does that mean? So you're welcome to check out Movie Pastor. And if you're doing anything, if you're doing an adult ed thing or a reflection or anything that could benefit from like a movie geek insight, or really any kind of geek insight, I can do nerd culture stuff or nerdy theology stuff. I can come in as Movie Pastor and talk about that thing. It's kind of a hermeneutic channel. I've got my own personal YouTube channel, which had been just a dumping ground, right? Where like anything I make that I want to preserve, I used to put my old sermons there. Lately I've been doing an Ask the Pastor series there. So I would love to include some of you in Ask the Pastor or invite you to ask me questions. Maybe you're not a Presbyterian and you engage with like, hey, somebody asked a question about Lutheranism, how it's different from Presbyterians. Me and you can get on and talk about that. And then the third channel is the College Park Presbyterian Church channel. That's where I do virtual Sunday services and virtual adult ed classes, the kind of material that I think many of you are doing. If any of you are doing cool stuff, please brag on yourselves. Use this opportunity to like say, hey, here's a cool thing I'm doing. Yes, I don't need more of the world to see it, but if more of the world saw it, I wouldn't be upset about that. And let's dream together and let's pray together about the possibility that the floodgates could open. Will you join me? I would love for you to join me. And again, all I'm asking is to do free work for you. Can I do that? Thanks very much. Thank you for listening. Bye.